A man's controller has been updated for 3.11. On the GitHub, we have the mod version 0.3.9. Some of the settings have changed. The auto-aim and stickiness features don't have a radius anymore. On this video, I will cover how to use Steam Input to add some missing binds like Freelook. Assign an item to a quick slot also does not work for now. Steam Input can be used to send keyboard keys to fix this commands. To add the game on Steam, I add the launcher. Down here I add a game, and then a non-Steam game. Browse to find the launcher. I first launch the server, and then the launcher from Steam. Here are the Steam Input settings. Here is the current layout. Here I have my custom layouts, some general templates and also layouts uploaded by other people. I will go to the current one and edit it. I will start to fix the grenade bind. First, I go to the action sets. These sets are like the modes. I need to do a workaround first, selecting the settings of the default set and add a layer. Here I have a layer to copy binds. Add a new set and give it a name. The workaround allows me to copy the default binds. I do not need this layer anymore. I have both my default set and the one for left bumper. On the default layer, I will create a switch on the left bumper so it works just like on a man's mod. I add an extra command, action sets, and change action set. It will select left bumper set. I don't need the display or beep. Pressing the bumper will switch to the action set. On the left bumper action set, I need to have the switch back. I add an extra command and then make it switch back to the default layer. I will then change the press to release press. This will make it go back when I release the key. Pressing it on the default one will switch, and releasing it will switch back to default. Now for the grenade bind, I will go to the D-pad up and change the bind to the keyboard key G. Here I hold left bumper and use the D-pad to change weapon. I like to use dynamic maps mod, so I need a way to handle the map screen. I will create first a backup set. I will use this set to copy the default binds when making new sets. I remove the switch off the bumper. All the binds are now default. I will create a new set and copy the backup binds. Name it map. On the default layer, I will use the unused mute button. First, assign the command M so it can open the map. Then, I add an extra command and use it to switch to the map set. On the map set, I will also set the command to M to close the map. Then I add a switch back to the default layer. The button is now a toggle between sets. Make sure you are on the map set and then change the D-pad binds. I use equals and minus to zoom in and out. Comma and period to change level. The right stick, I will change it to a directional pad. Then, assign the arrows to the 4 directions. On the stick click, I will assign the semicolon. You can use different keys, but I use these ones. Here on the F12 menu, I have the same binds on the mod, center player, and move the map. Here, to change level and zoom in and out. I also disable hold for peek, so it works as a toggle button. Here I tap the mute button to open the map. I tap again to close it. The right stick will move the map. D-pad left and right will change levels. D-pad up and down will zoom the map. The right stick click will center the player. I can still walk with the map open with the left stick. The mode that has both bumpers might not work properly as the D-pad up now is binded to G. This is a workaround to have overhead blind fire. To fix that, I will go to the left bumper set and add a second command to the right bumper. This bumper will take me back to the default layer. Here, if I hold both, I might pull the grenade with D-pad up. If I hold left first, then right bumper, I will be back to default layer and can use D-pad up for overhead blind fire. On the inventory screen, before 3.11, you could hold the bumpers and then use the face buttons to bind a quick slot, but this is no longer working. I would need to use the cursor to drag the items to the slots. First, I will create another action set and name it Inventory. Then, I will copy the backup binds. Where I will use my share button, binded to select, as this opens my inventory. I add a command and switch to the inventory set. Same routine on the inventory set. I add a command to select and add a switch back to default. The button is now a toggle and also opens the inventory. On the inventory layer, I go to Gyro and select Gyro to mouse. On the button behavior, I remove the bind. It will say None selected. When none is selected, Gyro is always on. I can lower the gyro sense on here. I use yaw conversion. I go and use the left trackpad and change the command to the left click. I can then use the share button to open my inventory and switch set. Here, gyro is on and will move the mouse cursor. Tapping the left side of the trackpad will act like the left mouse click. I can use it to open tasks and scroll through them. I can drag a healing item to a body part holding the trackpad. Or I can drag an item to the quick slots. Now I can use the quick slots as normal. To have Freelook, I will add a new bind on the default set. This menu button is not used, so I will bind it to middle mouse button. On the joysticks, I create a mode shift for the right stick. I change the output to joystick mouse. Then I go into settings. I change here the sends to a much lower one. Make sure to use relaxed or wide curve. I also set a custom dead zone. Max output to 100 min, output to 5. I can also test to see how much movement I need to go into the blue zone. Then, I add the button with the middle mouse bind so I can change to this shift mode while holding middle mouse. In game, I need to have Freelook to middle mouse. Holding the menu button, I can move the right stick to have Freelook. Releasing the button will reset the view. Another bind that is not showing on the layout mode's images on the mod is the left shoulder stance. For this, hold the right bumper and press the left stick. Right bumper and left stick again to switch back to right shoulder.